Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. The grains are lower overnight. I think it might be a combination that crude continues to drift lower and that the Pro Farmer Crop Tour really didn't find anything bad as they moved out of Ohio into Indiana and out of South Dakota into Nebraska and Iowa. Some people think as they get into the heart of the Midwest, Iowa and Illinois, they're going to see better yields, and that could weigh on prices. November beans are at 10.10. Yesterday we got up to 10.20, but couldn't push through it. That seems like a line in the sand that we have to push through to get new buying, and we also have to have a reason to push through that area. Corn's around 339, 340, again, probably in the midpoint of a potential trading range. And if the crop is as big as the USDA says, we might see a little pressure going into harvest, and then we'll see if we get a bounce after harvest to keep the pipeline filled with corn with its record demand. Chicago wheat is at 430, still struggling to try to get off the bottom of the price range that we've got so far. This crop season really isn't a reason to rally, and there's just too much wheat in the world, and we'll see what happens as far as farmers as they start planting next year's winter wheat crop. USDA estimated that 65% of the spring wheat crop is harvested versus 75% last year. And again, that crop's just a little smaller than last year, but there's no place for it to go. USDA raised the corn ratings, which was a little bit surprising, to 75% good to excellent. Last year we were at 69. It kind of confirms the USDA's 175 yield. Pro Farmer had an average yield at about 162. For Ohio corn, the government's at 163 versus 153 last year. And they kind of confirmed that the South Dakota corn yield might be around the 147 that the USDA is using in their August report versus 159 last year. Soybean pod count is the only thing that they're really looking at. It seems like it's coming in a little bit better than average, and so that might suggest that and confirm the USDA's record soybean yield they came out with in the August crop report. Overnight, the Midwest was clear and the weather was really great. Rains are in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Today, rains are now in Nebraska, and we'll see if this heavy rains that are forecasted the next 2 days comes across especially Iowa, northern Missouri, and west central Illinois. Funds yesterday bought beans and meal. They sold oil, corn, and wheat. Continue to have long in the beans and meal, short corn and wheat going into the end of August. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services, and have a safe and profitable trading day.